Gotta admit, if AMP was a hype coin, the community probably wouldn't be as diligent and savvy as we are now. And the price action probably would make me not even want to do TAs because what's the point with hype coins? They all pump and dump, right? But that's not AMP. Fundamentally, AMP and Flexa is penetrating one of the hardest markets to establish infrastructure for using crypto as a form of payment, the US. Now, why would they want to go after the hardest market to penetrate? Two words: market size. So let's hop into today's daily analysis. All right. So looking at AMP on the daily chart, we can see that we are still respecting this huge bullish flag that we've been in for quite some time. If we measure it to see, how long we've been in this pullback mode, we've been pulling back for 8 days so far. And the rule of thumb when it comes to trading bull flags is that the longer the pullback, the bigger the move to the upside. So, this is something to keep an eye out for. We are still pulling back. And, looking at today's daily candle, it almost looks like we want to put in a tweezer bottom. Now, for those of you who don't know what a tweezer bottom is, it is a bullish reversal pattern, right? And it comes in many forms, as you can see right here. And depending on how today's daily candle closes, we could have something like that, right? I think that, as I was writing my original post on AMP token subreddit, we were sitting above the 0.062 level. And I think that's, contributed to a few things. So one, we all know that AMP is being listed on Flux Network, right? That is possibly one reason why price action is, slightly bullish today. Another reason I think is because of Bitcoin's positive price movement. And I think last but not least, we all know that, Tyler Spalding, the co-founder of Flexa, is speaking at today's Smart Contract Summit as a keynote speaker, not as a regular speaker, but as a keynote speaker, right? And we all know that there's a whole bunch of big names and big players at the Smart Contract Summit. That's been happening over the course of the last 3 days. So, I think that we'll have some interesting price action for the entire cryptocurrency market, possibly this weekend, because things have been pulling back, and we have the Ethereum upgrade along with some other things, specifically Bitcoin, but we'll talk about that later on in today's analysis. So that's what we have going on with the daily. Now let's take a look at what's up with the 4 hour. So, on a 4 hour, we can see that, again, we have some bull presence right here as I'm making this video live. And we did attempt to get above, this area of resistance that we knew we had bull presence with, right? So we tried to get above it once and we failed. And it looks like we're trying to get above it again. Now, the good thing about what's happening on the charts right now is that we are not, trending down, right? We're actually moving sideways. And, sideways movements are always good, especially during pullbacks, because that signals to us that we may be in store to continue to go up and follow our original trend. So, that's what we have going on with AMP. And as we can see, the bull market support band, it is getting closer to touching the candles, right? And we all know pretty much what's happened in the past anytime that's happened. So that's what we have going on with AMP. I want to talk about Bitcoin really quick, as we did yesterday. So, looking at Bitcoin on the daily, it definitely did put in a tweezer bottom, right? As we saw it forming in real time. And currently, right now, we did, sort of break out and get above of the bull flag that we were in, right? If we look at Bitcoin on the 4 hour, we also have, some bullish market structures going on, right? So we already knew that we had support at the fib 0.38, and we actually put in a double bottom, right? These double bottoms are notorious for keeping price action to go upwards, right? Anytime you put in a double bottom during a pullback or during a downtrend, it is a reversal pattern to, move to the upside. And then we also have this ascending triangle right here, right, which is another bullish market structure. So, I expect Bitcoin to, have some sort of market movement at the start or possibly midway through next week's trading week, right? If we sort of, just measure this out, and, the markets can always change, but we actually get to the end of this ascending triangle on August 7th, which is, about 24 hours from now. But, we could extend it like this, right? Things could always happen. We don't know for sure, but, just looking at the market structure right now, we could possibly see something happen on August 7th, or, possibly later from that, right? But going back to my original statement, talking about AMP and Flexa, why they are going after, the US, which is the hardest market to penetrate. Two words: market size, right? So doing a little bit of research, we can see that the US actually has the largest consumer market, right? In addition to that, they also have the highest demand for consumer expenditures, which is consumer demand for goods and services, right? We can see that the US is number one, followed by China. Now, it makes sense to go after, the hardest market to penetrate, especially if they have the biggest consumer expenditure and the largest consumer market globally, right? Now, this will all pay off in the long term, but not right now, right? In the long run, but not right now. But again, who really knows? Because, Flexa has a way of surprising the community with announcements of established deals and established partnerships, right? They don't let us know what they're planning. And I think that's genius for a few reasons. One, it keeps the hype down with the entire cryptocurrency market and the community. And two, it really helps us to manage our expectations. So, that's all I have for you guys today. I would drop links for all of the sources that I found inside of the video description below. And if you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. So until tomorrow, DTA is out.